Road when NFL starts and ends. I'm your host Jacob, and today we're gonna do a little tribute video to Mr. Jim Irsay. Mr. Irsay passed away last week at the age of 65, and I just wanted to do a video about him. And I didn't want to do it last week because I didn't have enough information about the guy. But the last week or so, I've been thinking of stories that I could talk about or mention about him. And I was actually happy I did wait because on Tuesday, after Memorial Day weekend, the NFL released, and a bunch of the insiders retweeted it, a tribute to Mr. Jim Irsay. They did a nice little video tribute, and it was him. And it starts with the Colts moving to Baltimore, and then it starts with him taking over the team and showing how gracious he was to the fans, how he enjoyed the fans, how he was close to his players, his coaches, and how he would do anything for them. He said in the video, "I want to build the best team possible. You know that. I know that. The coaching staff knows that. Our fans know it. I want to build the best team as possible, and I will do anything I have to do to make sure that's possible." And you see how gracious he is in the video. But I really want to talk about him being gracious and generous was the Edgerrin James story is probably the best story I can give you. Edgerrin James was a player for the Colts years ago. He got drafted, and every player, young player say, "Oh, I want to win a Super Bowl here. I want to win a Super Bowl here." And Edgerrin didn't get that chance. And in the summer of 2004, 2005, his contract was coming up, and Reggie Wayne's contract was coming up. The Colts were basically going to have to choose between one of them. They ended up choosing Reggie, and it was a hard choice to make that decision. And Edgerrin's like, "I understand. I mean, I'm not going to say my job's not important, but Reggie's is more important. I get it." And he left and he joined the Arizona Cardinals. But he said, "I didn't want to leave, but I understood what was happening. And I was thankful for the opportunity to be in Indianapolis all those years." But he said, the thing that I remember the most was after they won the Super Bowl in 2006, 2007. And every year when you win a Super Bowl, you get your rings. And they are normally given out to about 100 people. That counts players on active roster, practice squad, players that rotated in because of injuries, that came in because people were put on the IR, coaching staff, ownership, all that. And they ordered one more than they normally would, and they gave it to Edgerrin James. That was Jim Irsay. He said, "I wanted Edgerrin to have a Super Bowl." And when we got it, and he wasn't part of it, because he was a part of it, but he wasn't a part of that team. He wasn't on that team. But I wanted him to feel like he was a part of it. So I gave him a ring. And it was really cool for him to do that. Because no one does that. But Jim Irsay did. And it's really cool when you get those rings because you'll get the position you play, your name, the Super Bowl it was in, the score, everything. If you're a coach, you'll get whatever you coach, everything, the whole thing. And they wanted to get one for Edgerrin, and they did, and that was amazing. It's the first and only time I've ever heard of that. And then when Edgerrin made the Hall of Fame, Jim Irsay was so happy he made the Hall of Fame, he bought Edgerrin James a new car. I believe he bought him like a Rolls Royce. And when they went to the Hall of Fame, he was Edgerrin chosen to be the speaker, so he got to ride in the car. You do a parade when you're going in the Hall of Fame. You do a parade through Canton, Ohio, and he got to be in the car, and he was handing people stacks of $100 bills, stacks of them, and they were not small stacks. There had to be close to $2,000 in there. They were just handing to people. People coming up to the car, he's just handing them money, showcasing his generosity. He wanted to help anyone any way he could. And he did have a lot of health issues. But I don't really want to get into it, because that's not really the man. This is the guy who, he wasn't just the owner of an NFL team. He was the father to 3 daughters who, from my understanding, are going to run the organization as a group. If I remember correctly, this is going to be the first female owners that is a group. His daughter, Caitlin, Casey, and I want to make sure I get everyone's name right here. Caitlin, Casey, and Carly are going to be the owners, which they've been in football all their lives. So that's going to be really nice for them to do that, to continue their father's legacy. I have to admit, the last video I saw of Jim Irsay was, I think it was this past year. He didn't go to many games. He was very sick with all kinds of different medical issues. But he was in a motorized scooter. And I didn't know this, only after did I know. He had leg and back surgery. And this was like his 26th leg surgery, which is unheard of, because he had always a hard time walking. So he was in this motorized scooter. It was like a mix between a scooter you would see in a store if someone couldn't walk through a store, or in a jumper that you give a little baby. Except this jumper was like made of PVC pipe. It was like a rectangle. It was like a square rectangle of PVC pipe, and one of them was put so he could control, so the scooter could go forward. That was the last one I've seen of it. And it was like, he doesn't look good. He doesn't look his age, which I understand. He had addiction. He had addictions in the past, but he went through a lot. He went through a lot. It was actually kind of a terrifying thing. The day that he passed away in the afternoon in his sleep. So at least it was peaceful. But that morning he had tweeted out that he was feeling good. And anytime you see those things, you think one or two things happened. Wow, this was out of the blue, which it was. But two, he was at peace with going. And for people who've lost family members or friends, that's all you want, is them to be at peace. So spam it down in the comments down below. R.I.P. Jim Irsay. For NFL World, I'm Jacob Hubert.